Have you ever met someone who seems to understand people almost immediately? Not because they can read minds, not because they possess some mysterious supernatural gift, but because they notice things everyone else ignores. A slight pause before someone answers a simple question, a smile that never reaches the eyes, a compliment that feels just a little too rehearsed. Most people overlook these moments. The Sigma female doesn't. She quietly collects them. Over time, those tiny details begin forming a picture. People often describe this as intuition. But much of what looks like intuition is actually years of careful observation. The Sigma female has learned that words can be rehearsed, appearances can be manufactured. But human behavior is remarkably consistent. Patterns always reveal more than promises. That doesn't mean she's never wrong. She doesn't assume she knows everything about someone after one conversation. Instead, she stays curious. She watches, she listens, she gives people enough time to reveal who they truly are. And eventually, they almost always do. Today, we'll explore 10 reasons Sigma females seem to read people so easily, and why their greatest strength isn't judging others, it's understanding them. Let's begin. 1. She watches actions more than words. One of the first lessons the Sigma female learns is that anyone can say the right thing. A person can promise loyalty, kindness, honesty, respect. But promises are easy. Living them consistently is much harder. That's why she pays close attention to behavior. Does someone keep their word? Do they remain respectful when nobody important is watching? Do they treat strangers with the same kindness they show close friends? She understands that character is revealed through repetition. Not speeches, not social media posts, not carefully chosen words. Actions have a way of exposing what people truly value. And over time, those actions become impossible to ignore. 2. She notices emotional patterns. Most people judge isolated moments. The Sigma female studies emotional habits. She notices who becomes defensive whenever they're corrected, who always blames someone else, who remains calm under pressure, who changes personalities depending on the room they're in. One difficult day doesn't define a person. Everyone has bad moments, but repeated emotional reactions often reveal deeper truths. She asks herself, how does this person usually respond when life doesn't go their way? That question tells her far more than how someone behaves when everything is easy. Because pressure rarely creates character, it reveals it. 3. She listens more than she speaks. Many people enter conversations focused on what they're going to say next. The Sigma female approaches conversations differently. She listens, not just to the words, but to the pauses, the hesitation, the changes in tone, the excitement that appears when someone discusses what truly matters to them. She also notices contradictions. Someone who says they're honest but avoids direct questions. Someone who claims confidence but constantly seeks approval. Someone who speaks about kindness while treating others with quiet disrespect. Listening carefully gives her access to information that people reveal without realizing it. The less she feels the need to dominate a conversation, the more she learns from it. 4. She has learned from past mistakes. People often assume Sigma females were born emotionally intelligent. Most weren't. Many became observant because they experienced disappointment. They trusted the wrong people, ignored warning signs, made excuses for unhealthy behavior. Like everyone else, they made mistakes. The difference is that they learned from them. Instead of becoming bitter, they became wiser. They began asking themselves, what did I overlook? Which warning signs did I ignore? What pattern have I seen before? Experience became their greatest teacher. Each difficult relationship sharpened their awareness. Each betrayal improved their judgment. Eventually, recognizing unhealthy behavior became almost automatic. Not because they expected the worst, but because they had learned what certain patterns often lead to. 5. She understands that everyone reveals themselves with time. Perhaps the Sigma female's greatest advantage is patience. She doesn't rush to decide who someone is. She allows time to do the work. Many people try very hard to create a perfect first impression. They're charming, confident, generous, attentive. But maintaining an image forever is exhausting. Eventually, everyone relaxes. The carefully rehearsed personality begins to fade. Habits become visible. Character becomes consistent. That's why the Sigma female rarely feels pressured to make immediate judgments. She knows time reveals what appearances hide. Someone pretending to be kind eventually becomes impatient. Someone pretending to be confident eventually becomes insecure. Someone pretending to be honest eventually contradicts themselves. She simply waits. Because she understands one of life's simplest truths. People always reveal themselves. You just have to be patient enough to notice. 6. She understands what people don't say. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing communication happens only through words. The Sigma female knows better. She understands that silence can sometimes speak louder than a conversation. She notices the hesitation before someone answers. The smile that appears only for a second. The sudden change in posture when a certain topic comes up. The way someone's energy shifts around different people. None of these signals automatically mean someone is lying. She knows that. But when several small clues appear together, they begin telling a story. Instead of jumping to conclusions, she quietly connects the dots. While others focus on the conversation itself, she's paying attention to everything surrounding it. That's why people often feel like she just knows. In reality, she's simply noticing what everyone else overlooks. 7. She doesn't judge people by their charm. Charm can be incredibly convincing. Some people know exactly what to say, how to smile, how to make others feel special, how to create a perfect first impression. The Sigma female appreciates confidence, but she never mistakes charm for character. She asks herself a different question. Who is this person when there's nothing to gain? How do they treat waiters? How do they speak about people who aren't present? How do they react when someone disagrees with them? Those ordinary moments reveal extraordinary truths. Because genuine character doesn't appear only when life is convenient. It remains consistent when nobody is watching. That's why the Sigma female rarely becomes attached to someone's image. She's interested in their habits, and habits rarely lie. 8. She trusts her intuition, but verifies it. People often say Sigma females have incredible intuition. They're often right, but intuition isn't magic. It's pattern recognition. Years of observing people, years of noticing repeated behaviors, years of learning from mistakes. When she has a feeling that something isn't quite right, she doesn't immediately accuse someone. She simply becomes more observant. She watches, she listens, she waits for evidence. If her intuition proves wrong, she's willing to admit it. If it proves right, she understands why. This balance keeps her grounded. She doesn't blindly trust every instinct, nor does she ignore them. She allows both intuition and evidence to work together. That's what makes her judgment so reliable. 9. She recognizes people's hidden motivations. The Sigma female understands that actions and motivations aren't always the same. Two people can do something generous for completely different reasons. One helps because they genuinely care. The other helps because they want praise. From the outside, the actions look identical. The motivation is what makes the difference. That's why she pays attention to what happens afterward. Does the person expect recognition? Do they become upset if they aren't appreciated enough? Do they lose interest when there's nothing to gain? She quietly asks herself, who benefits from this? What does this person truly want? Most people stop at behavior. The Sigma female keeps digging until she understands the intention behind it. And intentions often reveal more than actions alone. 10. She understands herself first. Perhaps the biggest reason the Sigma female understands other people so well is because she has spent years understanding herself. She has examined her own fears, her insecurities, her blind spots, her emotional triggers. She knows what insecurity feels like, what jealousy feels like, what disappointment feels like. Because she has faced those emotions within herself, she recognizes them in others. She doesn't automatically judge people for struggling. She understands that everyone carries invisible battles. This self-awareness also protects her. She knows when her own emotions might be influencing her perception. She asks herself, am I seeing this person clearly or through the lens of a past experience? That question keeps her humble. The more she understands herself, the more accurately she understands everyone else. And that's the true foundation of emotional intelligence. Conclusion: people often believe the Sigma female has a mysterious gift for reading minds. She doesn't. She simply pays attention. She notices actions instead of empty promises, patterns instead of isolated moments, consistency instead of appearances. She listens more than she speaks. She reflects before she judges. And perhaps most importantly, she understands that every person eventually reveals who they are, not through one dramatic event, but through hundreds of ordinary moments. The Sigma female has learned that truth doesn't usually arrive all at once. It appears quietly, conversation by conversation, choice by choice, pattern by pattern. That's why fake people often become uncomfortable around her. Not because she exposes them, but because she quietly sees through the version they're trying to present. In the end, her greatest strength isn't reading other people. It's understanding human nature well enough to know that authenticity always outlasts performance. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Which do you think reveals someone's true character faster? How they treat strangers, how they handle conflict, or how consistent they are over time? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos on Sigma female psychology, Carl Jung, relationships, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.